I call it the Lu Gua Gua policy. Lu Gua Gua.
Okay.
You understand that, right?
Yeah.
So meaning you practice your religion.
I think that is the Surah Al-Hijrah, right?
No, nothing to do with the surah. It's just the colloquial expression.
Yes,
You
yes.
Lu Gua Gua.
Yes,
Kan?
yes.
I mean, I'm
To
just
you,
using,
yours, to me, me.
I'm trying to be hip here.
Okay, yeah, very hip. Cool.
So Lu Gua Gua policy means I won't talk about your religion. You shouldn't talk about mine. Okay, then later on, I wrote an article called Islam is a Malaysian issue, not a Muslim issue. And it didn't get much notice. Actually, it did. I'll tell you about it later. But the point here is, under the Lulu Gua policy, I like to read khutbah of Friday sermons. Okay, I write thousands of Friday sermons from Jakim, from Selangor. If you look at the topics that are discussed in the Friday sermon, it reflects what I had done when I look at the book Pengajian Islam from Standard 1 to Form 5. I flip through every single page. How many books is that? 11 books, 6 plus 5. So I flip through every single one of them. And in the Friday sermon, as well as in the books, no discussion about others. Lulu, gua. Okay? Because they don't want to encroach upon others and all that. For me, I said, tak boleh lah macam tu. We started with that. We shouldn't be ending with that. In any relationship, we may start with something. It's like arranged marriage lah. You may not like the person, but you have to do it anyway.
You have to find
So
a way.
it's if you don't grow from that, you're going to be resenting all your life. So you need to grow, okay? And then you decide you want to divorce or you want to carry on, something like that lah. So you need to grow. But in his case, it's not growing. All right, it's expanding from the initial dulu gua concept. So there is no shared values being discussed. For instance, like I told you, right? Islam, Christianity, and Judaism, they are supposed to be adik-beradik. They're saudara mara. The Quran says so, not Prof. Tajuddin. The Quran says so, Yeah. You might be stronger. God says so. So go check up on that, right?
Yeah.
And then there is no concept or pictures about other heritage, like the artifacts of other heritage. Their tokong or things like that is prohibited, because then nanti ada tokong, then you are influenced. It's all about 1960s where the Muslims were trying to guard the flock from being converted or estrayed, because that is part of what the Muslim interpret as their responsibility. I don't really see it that way, but that's how the institution work. Kalau tidak, dia tak ada kerja lah. So the kerja of the institution is that. If not, it's irrelevant. If you practice what you said just now, tutup lah. Because and also knowledge was not there. You can't click, and then the knowledge comes. All right. So that's how. So they don't have even a picture in the 11 books of a lady without a tudung. I said, if you don't have that, then how are these people, the Muslim boys and girls, going to treat their Indian teachers, their Chinese teachers? Growing up, I had all non-Malay teachers. All right, in the primary school, I don't even remember a Malay teacher. Okay, so how are they going to the concept of dignity, hormat orang and things like that.
Even their own friends.
Yeah.
Maybe
And then there's a chapter on animals. God must be you must be kind to animals, blah, 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 blah. There are no dogs. I said there are no pigs. I said, what happens when they perfect the idea that the pig's heart can replace the human heart, which is already, I was so shocked. I thought it was the chimpanzee, which was closest to us. It was the pig. Yeah. So if I have a heart problem and you offer me a pig's heart, I'll take it. Okay, but
exactly.
I don't think somebody else is going to do that, because they probably think this haram, blah blah blah. Prophet said makan tu haram, didn't say transplant. Okay, so again, same thing about blood. Okay, blood is not discussed. I always say that we are all stupid educators classifying us as what do you classify as Indian?
Indian.
And then Malay, China. Why are you doing all these things? It should be kaum A or kaum B negative or kaum, it's easier than that.
Negative. Yeah.
If you are A, kaum A, I can make friends with you lah, because your blood can be transferred to mine. Okay, so one time I was lying in bed with a bleeding stomach, and I had 4 packets of blood put in my body. I jokingly asked the doctor, ini darah Cina ke or India ke? You know, I joking lah kan. So doctors just look at me and say, oh, we don't know. It just comes to us as this one. But I don't know, future they probably have a halal certificate for that, you know. So God has already shown that we can share this thing. What? Why are you trying to so not one is because of our own stupidity. We you know that Christianity is not Christianity, you know, it doesn't have a name.
What do you mean?
Christianity, Jesus never said that it was, you know.
Yes. The Bible came, I think, about 700 years after.
And many religion actually doesn't have a name.
Okay? In fact, Hinduism wasn't called Hinduism.
Yeah, that's right. And I will say something about Islam, but probably be cancelled. Problem lah. You know. But I've already researched this, and most religion doesn't have the name. The name is given by somebody else. That's why I was surprised when many of the Orientalists and scholars, they were referring to the Muslim as Saracens or Mohammedans, you know, followers of Muhammad. Oh, stupid kind of people. But they knew Arabic, you know. Why are they using this term? Why couldn't they just use the word Islam? There's a reason for it, which I'm not going to share.
Later, please tell me.
So all this, like Judaism, Judaism is just some tribe or a city somewhere after the several generations of Abrahamic punya children, right? There's no name to it. Okay, so that's why Eckhart Tolle, one of my mentors of spirituality, said, when you name a thing, you think you know, but actually you don't. Now, if I was reading that 20 years ago, probably wouldn't make much sense. But as an academic, naming things, classifying things is the business of the academic. The academic, first thing you do is when you do the literature review and all these things, you got to name things. This body of knowledge here, that body of knowledge there, you know. But as a professor, I can name things and I can classify things, but I can also declassify them later on once I have other knowledge and a question was asked later on, I will probably say another thing. But with many people, once somebody has classified as China, you know, and you asking Melayu, Mahathir ni Melayu ke India?
I didn't say that.
You know, so what is so this is the classification like Melayu or Melayu mesti orang Islam. You know, I mean in the older days they were not. Okay, so they classified Melayu. So all these are names that we created, we humans created. And I think we should not, with our understanding, we should no longer do that because then it becomes a force of political identity and things like that. So trying to say that you are good simply because of your genealogy or because of your biological accident
doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
But to politics, it works very well.
Very well.
You know, so or preferential to God, you know, that sort of idea.